Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's live stream. Just sort out some audio things here. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Push down in my ear a little bit, there we go. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay and I'm coming through nice and clear. And also, can you just check, can you hear the music still? Because a lot of what we'll be doing today is to do with music and sound as well as many other things. So let me know if you can hear the music okay. If you can't, I'll try and fix it, but it looks like it's working. Okay, so excellent. So what we're doing tonight? So tonight we are looking again at my survival horror online multiplayer game called Mimic. This is a game I'm developing for myself, by myself, and full details I've come over in the past before. But to keep it short and sweet, it's basically Among Us meets Resident Evil meets Dead Space meets Alien Isolation. Okay, so it's an online multiplayer game in that sense. Now, one of the key aspects of the game are these Android AI. So this AI is going to be walking around the hallways of the spaceship, and it's trying to kill you. If they see you, they're going to chase you down and try and kill you. So you have to hide from them and so forth. Now, another thing you can do in the game is you can sort of target them towards other players if you suspect that they are not who they say they are. So they're kind of used as a weapon as well as a thing. So we're going to go through and showcase some of the work I've done with those, as well as some other bits of work I've done. Get you guys' opinion on things, because I do want your opinion, I do want your feedback, and see what you think, how we're going, and I'll try and explain some of the things I've been doing as well. So hopefully everyone can hear me okay, and it's all going well. Hello Jason, hiya Dogoth, Andre, Lottie, hello, how you all doing? So we're going to jump over into our Unreal screen over here. And let's take a look at our map here. So I'm trying to remember what's different from last time you saw this. I can't remember if I showed you the sun before, but the sun's now an actual model with an actual texture doing things, which looks very nice. We've got doors. I can't remember if the doors I showed you, but they've got sounds now on the doors. The robot's got sounds. He's got AI. He actually moves and animates around. I've changed some of the lighting in here. I've changed some of the colouring. The orange felt a bit too warm. I wanted it a bit colder. Seeing as this level was where the cryo sleep is for all the passengers, so I kind of wanted it to feel colder and feel like almost like I think I'm turning it into like Mr. Freeze's type thing. So I'm thinking maybe some ice bits in here too, just to show like a bit of like the cryogenis stuff has come out and frozen some of the bits over. And I think it'd be quite a nice look to add to it. And that's something we're going to add to this today is sort of like that sort of frozen cold look here. And I wanted that kind of like to throughout the ship, and that kind of gave me the idea of making this sort of, there's like three sort of levels to this. Let me change this to unlit. So you've got like this level over here, you got this middle level, and you've got this level over here. And I kind of want to play with the idea that each of these themes have different theming. So the ground floor is very like icy cold because of the cryogenis, and they've got water in here and things like that. The middle floor, because of the observation deck room with the sun coming through here, I always want to be very warm and hot and fiery type of space. Yeah, so it's going to look very hot and orange and things like that. And up on this side of things, which is where the sort of greenhouse room is, this is a temporary look of it. I'm thinking of making it look a bit more overgrown, so you got a bit more earthy tones in here, so a bit more like plant life around here that's kind of been destroyed through the walls and things like that. So we've got a basic layout of the map here. If you haven't seen this before, it's a basic layout of the map, and I'm using this as sort of like template, and each time I'm going to each room I'm sort of adjusting the room's shape, size, scale, positioning slightly as I'm making it. So for example, I've got this staff room down here, like so. Let me go back to lit mode so you can see what it looks like when it's all lit. So here we've got this sort of space here. It's meant to be just the sort of admin area for the cryo room. So I played with the idea of like, okay, what if in this space you can go down level here, use this as like a hiding spot. Played about with some like the style of like making it look like it's a bit destroyed, a bit disheveled, a bit broken, those sort of things. I'm trying to tell a story here as well, so we're looking at visual storytelling quite a lot throughout this. I'm not too worried about it right now, but I'm just want to put in some artwork just to get a feel for the space and try to get the mood across. Being a horror game, that sort of mood style is very important, so we want to make sure we take good care of that. So I want to push play, and you should be able to hear some ambient music track. I'm going to pause Spotify, and you should be able to hear some ambient music track in a second, as well as the enemy's footsteps. Let me know if you can't, and I'll try and figure out what it is, because I do want to get your feedback on those footsteps of the android walking about, and hopefully it looks menacing enough they're going for. So the inspiration behind the android is the sort of Mr. X type of character from like Resident Evil 2. This is this foreboding character walking around the corridors. So hope you can hear that. Do you hear that ambient music? I think you might be hearing double. Let me just pull down. I'm going to pull this down here, this level here. I think you might be hearing double track there. Okay, so we should be hearing that. Cool. Okay, so yeah, this is the cryo sort of space here. The idea behind this sort of space is that along this wall you're going to see loads of pods, and showcase like this is where the pods are stored and so forth. They've been transported. Some decals like blood and things. And I've done something like here where I'll put the vent cover against the wall here, just so it was clear to the player as soon as I walked into the room that there's a vent here. Hopefully they see that, and it made it. I might have to put some light on it or something, just to indicate there's a vent here. But we'll see what happens when I actually get around to making that. But yeah, I think this would be like a hologram that's flickering. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Right, let's see if we can find the android. It's walking about somewhere. Where's he gone? So yeah, it looks quite nice, I think. That sun being there. The idea behind the sun as well is that periodically a solar flare would happen and the whole ship would shake and bits would start happening, like break off and, you know, knock you about. Where is it? Oh, there he is. Oh, he made me jump. He made me jump. There he is. So what I did with the model was I made his eyes glow a bit more. I went in and edited the material, made him a bit more emissive. So I wanted his eyes sort of glow in the dark, sort of menacingly. I also scaled him up to be... too bad we can't hit from a far distance. Yeah, so I also done an attenuation around his feet, so he gets occluded by walls and things like that. So if you hide behind walls, you won't be able to hear. It'd be more muffled. Just make it feel a bit more realistic. Now there's a gap in the floor here. Let's see if I can jump it. Oh, yep, there you go. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Obviously, there's bits to plug in. Nothing's final yet. And say I went in and tweaked. This was originally orange, and I went in and tweaked the colouring a bit of that. This sort of space, I'm playing about this idea of having like glass walls. I like the idea of like you can see something, but you can't touch it type thing. I thought that might be interesting to try and do. This room up here is going to be... This room here will be like the Android storage area, workshop. So this is where androids are built, repaired. So there's going to be loads of like dead androids hanging around and like on hooks and things, and cranes, parts of them as well. So hopefully that a two-way mirror, that would be interesting. You're inspiring me, good sir. You're inspiring. Yeah, that might be interesting to try and do. Question is, where's he gone? The robot can open doors as well. It triggers for him as well. And there won't be just the one. I'm thinking that at the moment there'll be 3 of them walking around, but I'm not entirely certain what I'm going to go with. That'd be come from playtesting more likely. I can show you how I did these footsteps as well. So the footsteps were an interesting little challenge because I couldn't find exactly what I wanted. So I kind of like made them myself by combining things together. So if I go into his folder here and look at the cue here. So this is the audio cue I made. And this is why you use audio cues. So it allows you to combine sounds together and mix and match them and things like that. So in here, his footsteps comprise of like 1, 2, 3, 5 different sounds. So five different sounds. So you've got like these 2 footstep sounds. We've got that, and I've got an alternative for that one, and that randomizes between the 2, so it can pick one or the other. And also got a modulator on it as well. So the modulator will randomize the pitch and volume based upon these ranges here. So it should make it feel like they don't sound the same every single time. Okay, just subtle difference, just a subtle difference. The servo is this thing. Yep, and again I got that into a modulator here, and I'm just tweaking down the volume a lot, make it quieter. So it's just a subtle sound, not overbearing sound there. And I've got this metal footstep too, so this is a sound that you would have as well walking around on the ship. Yeah, and again an alternative of that to randomize between the 2. So it randomizes. Yeah, I can add more to this later. Again, modulated, so I've got a bit of randomization in there, so every step feels a little bit different. And it all comes out looking... Yeah, and it kind of feels. I wanted him to feel like this heavy, like Mr. X type thing. So this heavy brute of a thing you don't want to cross paths with. The way he would attack is he would grab you and try and choke you and break your neck, which gives you a window to try and break him down and get away from him. But more on that when we get to that side of things. So yeah, and obviously replicating AI behavior to multiplayer is simple enough because all controllers are controlled by the server. So the server is running all the controllers, player controllers, AI controllers, and so it just replicates the character's movement. So if I was playing some multiplayer, which I can actually probably test actually, if I go into 2 players and do standalone play, can we do it play standalone? I can't even know. We'll try. I can't remember how far I got with the network connectivity stuff. But yeah, I'm also I can't remember if I said this before as well in another stream, but I actually rebuilt this, not rebuilt it, but I'm running a custom build of the engine because I foresaw that I may want to do some custom C++ coding to tweak some things. So I've built it onto the custom build of the engine, so I can now go in and change bits if I need to later on. But let's see if this runs here. But because the server is running that behavior tree, no one else is, just the server, it should therefore be the one taking control, and it should be just moving around the same place as for everyone else if it's going to play. Probably just trying to load it up. Yeah, shaders. Oh, 10,000 shaders. Oh, it's coming into me. No, it's just made 2 standalone. Hang on, I need to make 1 play listen server. Ooh. We'll do, yeah. El Montango, do you know the best way to organize a project because I have too many folders? You're seeing this one that has too many folders because I'm just bringing in assets from all sorts of places. So I've got a few key ones where I'm trying to organize things. I need to do a big organization of it really. But I tend to break them up into the different types of assets. So I'll have like maps in one folder, and then that'd be broken down further into like menu maps, game maps, and so forth. Level content would be like blueprints, like the doors, for example, would be in a level content folder. These and other interactables like that. AI, one folder, maybe put that inside of a characters folder. Sound effects, visual effects have their own folders. Any common materials, they'd go into one folder. UI, you know, those sort of things there. So, I mean, I'm going to try and... Oh, hello. It should be... Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's the same. Yeah. But we'll stop that because it's compiling way loads of shaders. Yeah, so what we're going to try and do as well with the music and sound effects is try and make it dynamic per client as well. So if you see the Android or Mimic or something like that, it will adaptively change to a more action-based music, which we haven't done yet, but we'll probably try about with that in a minute. So I want to build like an actor that sort of, it's basically your DJ. He's going to be playing what music it thinks you should be listening to whilst the game goes on. Still not sold entirely on the doors. I'm quite happy with them, but I'm not entirely certain with like the style of them. I quite like the idea of the red light, green light thing because some of the doors will be locked. So if the room has no power, you can't open the door. And also if you don't have the security clearance, you can't open the door. So that's a thing that I have to build at some point, is the security clearance stuff. But the way that's animation is just 3 meshes moving around, that's all. There's nothing really special. Yeah, and shout out to my animator friend who managed to animate this Android. He's doing some other things for me with the Android as well. Quite like the look of it. And his footsteps are just audio notifications on the animation. Okay, so as I said about making this like look frosty and like, a bit frozen and a bit like worn like that. Thinking about that, I actually brought in a pack in here, and I'm using some parts of it already from the Polar. There's a Polar Sci-Fi Lab Pack or something like that. It's called something like that. It's just about finding where I put it. Polar. There you go. And I think this has some ice in it. Do you plan on having different doors, or will it be the same? So that's what I'm playing with. I don't know if I want to do all different. There's some different doors, or all, like all the same. I'm not entirely certain yet. Not in. So we'll have to wait and see really on that one. Till we get the full map in there and see how it feels. Do I plan on having this Android iOS? No. This is PC and maybe console. But definitely PC. I'm hoping to have like a playable beta by end of the year. Fingers crossed. And then hopefully a release next year. But obviously things happen. We have to wait and see. I mean, I want to take my time. I want to do it justice and give it good time to go through all this. But yeah, I just want to take my time with it really. So this polar thing is mostly like large, like mountainous things by the looks of it, and some rocks, which doesn't make sense. I just want like frosting basically. Like this doesn't make sense to put rocks in here. They're very small rocks. Yeah, so that sort of thing doesn't make no sense. Yeah. How long have you been working on this project for? I mean, I just started streaming it and I started work on it in October, and it's literally in the spare time I get whenever I do find some spare time. I'll do a little bit here, a little bit there. It probably totals about, I don't know, 8 hours, no more than 10, definitely. Working on it. But yeah. A lot of time thinking about it and designing it on paper and things like that. So yeah, and you're welcome, Dagoth. You're welcome. Right. So I don't have much luck with the icy bits in here, do I? Glass. That's quite useful. Pipe, light shafts, light, a tank. Is this like a frozen-looking tank thing? Yeah, let's go to unlit. No, it's just like a glass tank. That'd be useful for the cryo room, I think. Doing things like that. But yeah, I've just been playing around with like just the idea of just getting like the sort of look down. Yeah, because I wasn't 100% sure what this is going to look like. So it's just been playing around with that really. I would have thought they would have had something in here. Materials, decals, dirt, water. I mean, I could see if I've got any ice things in my thing. Hang on. I think ice would be a nice little touch in here. I mean, just search it anyway, just in case I do have anything in here ice related. Ice, stack mesh, devices. No, not quite. Ice chunks. Where's that in? Starter bundle, UE4 assets, environment beamer. Okay, so we've got some ice chunks. That might be interesting. Let's see what that looks like on the floor. Got 2 types of ice chunks as well. Okay, let's try this out. Again, quite small, but that's okay. Let's see what that looks. Oh, shoot! Hang on. No. Let's do 1 as alone. Seted. There you go. All right, let's ignore the robot. I mean, I think I need like actual ice. I think I need like ice bits in here, like water split and frozen. Yeah, yeah, we just need ice. Like in here, there'd be water. I wanted there to be water in here. I knew that. But this could be look like a good like frozen bit as well. Like lots of like smoky gas things and all sorts of things like all this condensation and things. Let's see if I've got anything in my library that we can use. And at the moment, my AI enemy is just walking around randomly. I haven't put any pathing for it, like patrolling for him or anything like that. At the moment, he seems alright, but we may tweak it later on to have actual patrol paths, just so that it's not unbalanced and that he doesn't go off into places that he really shouldn't be. Right, let me just search in here for ice. There's this pack that must have been free at some point, so I don't remember buying it. This could be quite cool. It's got a load of, no pun intended, like got a load of cool like ice materials and effects. That could be quite neat. Yeah, we'll try adding that to project. Hopefully it doesn't have an issue with the internet. I don't know how big it is. We'll see. Water, some floating bits of ice. Yeah, floating bits of ice. Yeah. Oh, cool. It's not big at all. That's fine. That'd be neat. Okay, these are just materials. That's handy. Okay. Do we have any meshes in there like stalactites or anything? Oh, we'll see. Great, you model the mini modeler. We'll see what happens here. Right, let's get rid of these guys, and let's just chuck in. Oh, so there is some ice bits in here. So we've got ice core, ice cube, roof ice. There we go. That's what I want. Stuff like this. I'm going to turn it around. That'd be quite fun to see against that, I think. Although the material hasn't really done it yet. Hang on, let's find the material. Right, ice. It was ice cool. It said it was ice cool. There we go. Materials. Sure. Let's see what this does. Yeah. That doesn't look right. What else we got in here? So this is going to have a load of settings on it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's play about with this a little bit. So if I've got it selected. Cool. If I go into demo, example materials. Hang on. Characters, ground, environment. Oh, look, there we go. So we've got different. Okay, so they're using one material to do all this stuff. That's pretty neat. So let's just use one of these for now. Roof icicles. Boom. Very nice. Like that. Yeah, let's add in a bit more stuff in it. Cool. What else we got in here? Environment. No. Demo. Environment. Meshes. Here we go. Plane. Sky sphere. Okay, not much really to mess about with. Icicles, roof icicles. It'd be nice to have some we could add some frosting to this. Maybe I could make one, like a decal that does it. That could be cool. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can make one. So let's put this in a say I've got to sort this out. Let's make a folder for our materials. And in here, I'm going to bring in new material, decal, frost. Yeah. And in there. Okay, so how to make this look like frost? Let's have a think. So I'm thinking we're going to need some sort of noise of some kind, at least. We may be able to use some of the ice effects that we get from the ice core pack, actually. Hang on. Materials effect. So they've got quite a few things in here. Let's take a look at their material. Let's have a look what I've done here. So cracks, reflection and masking. Okay. I wonder, could I just make a copy of this, make it a decal? Interesting. Let's actually see if we can do that first before I go too far into it. So let's duplicate this. And this one will be the decal. Open this one up. And we'll just change that to, if it's going to let me, deferred decal. So yeah, we obviously lose a few things in here. Right. So what ones have got errors on them? Bummer. Okay. So, let's put on the backing track there. I mean, I'm just gonna try and make something myself. I'm gonna need some noise of some sort, so we'll look for some noise. Oh look, we've got some from their ice stuff, so we'll use that. Cave ice. Yeah, sure. But the sun snuck down as per usual. Go upstairs. No, go upstairs. No. 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 Upstairs, let's go. Children. Okay, so to get a better idea of this, I'm going to put this on a plane. Why is this going so slow? It was happening the other day as well. It's just doing this randomly, just delayed by a second or two. Right, stop. Right, okay. Change that to decal. And change that to translucent. And we'll put this on emissive color. See, that alone already looks not too bad. So I just need to like splotch it in places, I think. So I'm actually gonna do a sphere mask, I think. And we'll put that in here and see how this looks. These two like this. So 0.5 near 0.5 in there. Radius, we're going to make 0.5. Hardness, I'm going to put down to 0. So a nice soft circle. And we're going to multiply this. Multiply. There we go. By that value there. And put that into emissive color there. Yeah, so you've got like frosty patch going on there. And by using that, let's see if we can make this look half decent. With just this setup, nothing else. It'd be interesting to see what we can achieve with it. When it comes to materials like that, I like to try and do as little as possible with the a little work as possible if I can. There's no sense overcomplicating it if it can work as is. but obviously we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to put in a decal. So visual effects, decal actor, and a decal material. We're going to put in our decal ice. Now it's already facing the wrong way, so I need to fix that. And why won't that compile? Did I not get apply? That's no. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's not the one I made. Materials. Yeah, frosting. There you go. See, that looks alright. I think that looks fine as frosting. And that was a very simple material. I mean, what do you guys think? I think that looks fine. We can like make another one of these. I'm quite happy with that actually. Like surprisingly so. Alright. Consider it's just a noise texture, that's literally all it is. Yeah, let me know what you think. I think that looks fine. And I don't think I did have to do much more to it to get exactly how I want it to be. I can just place these everywhere. Looks frosty. Yeah, maybe have some variation in noise. Yeah, we could do, yeah. I mean, I can always rotate it around as well. And like play about this ice level of it as well. Putting like the gaps there. Be also cool to have put the icicles in, I think. I noticed there was icicle examples there. Meshes, icicles. Could I just turn these up like this? When you get look like a thawing effect, you just fade the mask. Yeah, you could put in like a lerp and just fade it out. Fade the opacity out, yeah. I could put like a little rock in here. I'll put that sort of watery ice effect on it too. Squish that across there. Yeah. I'm liking that. Okay, we're just going to take this roof articles thing. And let's see what else we've got in here. So, ice environment base. And what happens when we put that on there? Ooh. Too bad. Ice cube block, iceberg, ice block, ice ball. What's this one like? Ooh. Like a more frosty looking one maybe. Let's try that with more frosty looking one. Yeah, that's not too bad. And we can play about with this shape a bit more. It's all about using whatever models you can. What could you get away with? It's always the fun bit of level design. Is like we can put all sorts of things in this and like make it work. And I think I will probably, when I get round to it, and we'll again put in testing, is probably take out the collision of these as well, so it's not like in the way for the player or the AI. So put that like that. See what that looks like. Yeah. Right, that's what it looks like in game. Always test regularly in game because the rendering's going to be slightly different. And also the atmosphere of the music and things like that. Not too bad. I think I need to like tone these down a bit, make it a bit more frosty, less glass-like, you know. And I think putting some particle effects there, like some like dry ice looking thing in there, some broken pipes as well. I think could look quite nice in there. Yeah, let's try putting. Yeah, see, that might look a little bit better. And like the beauty of this little pack, it looked like it was quite easy just to go in and like customize it to our liking. Like these look like a bit of glow on them. So if I went into this, could I just turn down some glow? Fogging, cracked color, dust, glass, lighting. What does that look like? Don't know. Light color. Right. Okay. Use reflection. Just not using any reflection in that now. Turn off the refraction as well. No. It's just reflecting this environment of the scene reflection, which is this texture here, which obviously is not what I've got. So you could probably work on making our own one of those soon. Use translucency. What about, can I change the dustiness of it? Like dust layer between, dust noise, dust layer between. Okay, so that's that bit in the middle. That's that. Fog, maybe turn the fogging up. Oh, no, right. Don't know. I have to play about with it. I think that looks fine now to go. Water drips, yeah, that'd be quite cool. Yeah. Let's put in some like some of the mist type thing as well, like that low hanging. Yeah, it's cold because you've come out of your bedroom and come in here. Why don't you go back to bed? Go find mummy. It drives me mad. You say hello to people. It's past your bedtime, isn't it? Yeah. No, go upstairs. Don't close it, I'm hot. Oh, I saw people would love to see me argue with you. Yeah, so I've just been messing about using like the Steam sort of thing like that. No, that looks a bit. Why does it look black? Did I tweak this by any chance when I last worked on it? Color. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it's black there. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's there, but I think we need to do more of our own thing now. Okay, let's do more of our own sort of cold, misty thing in it. So I'm going to go create my own visual effect for this. Let's see if we can do that. Visual effects. There you go. So the visual effects I've made so far are like blood and things like that, sparks, like these sparks over here. Just made these randomly spurt out. So yeah. So we're going to go create a smoky, misty, dry ice looking thing on it. Let's create an empty system here. Frosty. I don't know what they call it. Okay, so in here. Now, I'm going to make use of the smoke texture they use for their Steam. So I'm going to make an empty one of these. And for the sprite here, I'm going to use, I don't know what they called it. Let's have a look. So if they call it Steam. No. Okay, we'll have to make our own one. Material. Lost. Okay. So this is an animated texture, so we've got to look for our texture sheet here for that we're using for the smoke or steam. Let's have a look, see if there's steam. No. Frost. I'm just double checking there's no like pre-made ones I can use. Nice. Don't look like it. No, it looks like we'll be using smoke and just tweaking it. Yeah, so I want to go for the sub UV one. So smoke, sub UV. We want to use. I mean, what's this one? This one's from another pack. I don't know what it's going to be like. Yeah, so we just put that in here. I'll multiply by the particle color. And multiply that by the texture sample. Like so. And yeah, okay. And then the alpha, we also want to multiply together too. So alpha in there, alpha in there. And put that in the opacity. Translucent. Okay, how are we looking? Okay. Rest of this I think I can leave alone. Don't really want to do anything else with it, I don't think. Yeah. Okay. So to make it use that, do Frost. Frost. And this has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by 8. So I need to go in here, put in 8 by 8. And let's just make it spawn on the update here. Spawn rate of 5, whatever. Okay, so now it's drawing one out there. On particle update, we're going to do sub UV animation. Starting in frame. Yeah, why are you changing? That is from last time. What did I do wrong? Can't remember what I've done last time. Object warnings, check object footage or message log for details. Yeah, linear. Infinite loop. Oh, I think I have to do it in here, don't I? Sub UV. Particle sub UV. It's that one I want. Let's take that. Copy that one. And we'll just move those pins over to there. Okay. So animating now over here. No, why not? What am I doing wrong? Bum 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 bum. Sub UV. Blending enabled? No. Oh, I've forgotten a bit, and I. What have I forgotten? Hang on. Let me look at documentation for Niagara. Because I've forgotten. Niagara. UV animation. Sub UV animation, linear. Yep, 0, 30, yep. Man. I don't know, is it doing something? I don't know. Loop count. Yep. No sprite renderer selected. What? What have I messed up? Sub UV. I literally had this problem the other day, and I cannot remember what the hell I did. Source sprite renderer. There we go. Right. Now it's doing something. So if I just change it to 1, you can see it spawning in 1 over time there. Oh my god. Hang on, let me sort it out. Right, so we got that going on there. Okay, so next thing, color. So we want it frosty white. So I'm going to go to particle spawn, and the color is going to say that. Actually, no, we're going to go on update because the alpha is going to change over time. So I'm going to do color. Now we'll do a curve. Color from curve, and it's going to want to fade out. Not really changing to white though, is it? Why don't you like to work? Particle color, going through there. I mean, these look kind of dark anyway. I need to. What do I need to do? What if I done 1 minus this? Make them more white. Would that make them more white? That makes them more white. Oh my god, this damn engine. I'll lose. Again, it's doing that thing where clicks are being delayed by a couple of seconds. I'm not even touching it and it's doing stuff, look. What the hell? Right. Please behave yourself, Unreal. Oh my god. Right, okay. I'm sorry to see that, Ben. Okay, so I want this thing to be heavy. Oh my god, I cannot work if this thing keeps doing this. Where'd it go? Okay. Does the engine need to be restarted? I don't know. It shouldn't. I don't know what's causing it. It was working just fine. And now it, like, let me close that. Alright. Let me just point this somewhere else. Maybe it's getting weird about stuff. Like there, it works fine. Like in the level, that worked 1-to-1, but it's just in this for some reason. Literally, like today, it's been doing it. Right. Oh, I have movement back. Okay, so spawn rate. So let's do 10. Like that. We had a bit of velocity to them. We want to add velocity. There we go. Solve forces and velocity. And this will be random vector. And this will be a random float in range. So I'll do between 10 and 30. So it's just going out like that. I feel like it needs to go like just forwards maybe. Okay, let's make it so it's not a random vector. Let's do let's put in the direction of the X here. One there, and then scale here we'll do range 30, 50, like that. Okay, and then on initialize as well, we'll change the location. Initialize particle, position offset. I'm going to randomize it in the Y. So random range vector. So we're going to go 0, Y, we'll do minus 100. No, do minus 200. 0, 0, 200. 0. Okay, so it's like spawning like a big line of them. And let's just change the size amount of these. So 10, we'll change that to 50. Okay, going to randomize their sizing. So I go sprite size mode, random uniform, possibly. We'll do 50 and 100 sizes there. Lifetime, we'll randomize that as well. Between 3 and 6. Get this sort of thing going on it. Right, what happened here? Right, okay. Okay, let's see what this looks like in the space, and so makes it a bit easier to tweak it as to on it. No. You're gonna get in trouble. No. Right, so they are not using a simulation position. Why are they not using a simulation position? Hang on. Why are they black? Position? Simulation position? Yeah. Why? That should be what it is. Why are we getting black? Or maybe it's just the lighting on it, maybe. Maybe I have to have a little bit emissive on it. Let's play about with that, put a little bit of emissive on it. So we'll take this and multiply this by, let's just do by 1 first of all and see what that looks like. You're welcome, Greenie. Yeah, we've got to release. Yeah, you're never going to learn things off the bat, Ben. You have to like stick with them. Well, I don't know why it's not using simulation position. It's why I should be there. See his hand. No. Right, let's work out why this is not using simulation position. That's why in its simulation position. So why is this not working here? Yeah, simulation. Direct set. Local. There you go. Yeah, so something like this sort of thing. That's what it looks like. So that's not looking too bad. I want it to go more out though, I think. I think they need to go far more out. So to do that, you have to make it a lot longer in its lifetime. So if I go to its initialized particle here and just take what I've got here, 3 and 6, let's do it by 10, 30 and 60. And just see what happens here. They're not animating, are they? Hey, just let him sleep. I know. Okay, so I think they look like they're starting to animate, or maybe they're not. I can't tell. I'm gonna change the spawn rate down to 1 again. Makes it a bit easier to see if it's animating. No, it's not animating at all. Sub UV, sprite renderer. Render type, sprite, 0, 63. Yeah. 8 sub images. You blend enabled. Why you not animate? Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. So I'm just on. Yeah, I'll show you. I'm just on the documentation for Niagara. By the way, lots of really cool things are coming in 5.2. I don't know if anyone saw that roadmap. It kind of like excited me and stressed me out because I've got loads of things to cover. But yeah, like, but one thing was like the fluid system. Like they're going to do their own fluids in 5.2, which is kind of cool. But anyway, now I go to tutorials. These are probably all out of date. Sprite smoke. There you go. Tell me what the hell have I done wrong. Right. Yep. 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 Blending enabled. Yep. Yep. Right, let's try messing about with that then. What if I change the emitter state to use self stuff rather than life cycle stuff of the system? No, still not doing it. You again? So they got this smoke sub UV. If I put that in, does that work there? Because that's the same sort of thing I'm doing. No, it's not animating either. And that's their one. So it's definitely not material. Is it just broken? Render. Oh, tick that on. No, still not doing it. Peculiar. No, it's just that is the. I mean, that's even their material, and I can go into there and just have a look what I've done here. Particle sub UV, texture sample. I mean, no one doesn't even work on this, so I mean, that should be it. That should be it there. I mean, the one I do give you is in the starter content, but that's using Cascade. Granted, we could look at that and see if I'm missing any key nodes that I forgot about. Let's take a look at that. Starter content, particles, like Steam here. So they have this, but then you have the sub-image index, which is the value of it changing over time, which is what we're doing here with the UV. Goes from there to out value 63, which is the last one. That should do that. That's the same. I ain't got nothing else in here. Sub UV. Oh, past it. Sub UV linear blend 888. Is it just broken? Let me have a look, see if it's a bug. See if anyone else has reported a bug in 5.1. 5.1 UV Niagara animated particle. See if anyone else is having an issue with this. No, mate, it's probably something super simple and stupid. I don't see anyone else complaining about it, so sub UV image size 8.8. Yeah, I've done that. Sub here 8.8. That bit's working okay. You can see it's cut down just to one of the images, but it hasn't animated them, and that's what this should be doing. Yeah, and it's animating based on normalized age. Sub UV lookup. Against. Oh, hold on the ticket. There you go. Right. It's sub UV lookup index scale. Annoyingly, that has to be the same as the number of total things you've got. That actually makes sense because the lookup index is looking at normalized age. So normalized age is going 0 to 1. So therefore, it's going between there's 0 frame and 1 frame. Okay, between like its lifespan. But I've got 64 of them, so I have to scale that number, that normalization number by 64. So times it by 64. That's what that's doing. That's why it's not working. Well, now it's working. So change it back up to 50. Yeah, don't know why I got black over that view there. Right, let's see this in action now. Why is that going black again? Oh, it's because I put in the other material, didn't I? Heavy frost. Put that on. There we go. Yeah. feel like it needs to be a bit more see-through than that. And a bit more like variation to it. Let's take a look at that in game. Yeah, it looks like it needs to animate slow, and like the loop of it doesn't look like smooth either. So like, it looks like it's like jumping a little bit. Going to here. Start frame offset. No, that's right. Yeah, it's a bit too thick, isn't it? Okay, so let's make it slower. I mean, but it shouldn't. Why it like it seems to be animating quite fast. Its normalized age is 0 to 1. So why is it like animating like a crazy amount? Like if I just put 1 on there and turn velocity off on it, like this one here shouldn't be looping around that many times. It should just do it once. So why is it not doing it just more than once? Look up index. For linear animation, this default is normalized age of particle to drive the animation, which means sub-UV animation will play one complete cycle over the particle lifetime. Change this variable allows for alternate linear playback. For example, linking age instead of normalized age, play animation once per second of particle lifetime. Okay. Scale factor against sub-UV look index. Yep, that's fine. Like, I don't... Why it's going so fast? Like, their lifetime is quite long. Let me put this back to system here. Like, it seems so jumpy. What is it? No, it shouldn't be that at all. No, it's not really anything to do with that. Like, the speed at which these change should be directly linked to their lifetime. That's what this means. So two things it shouldn't be doing. It shouldn't be skipping like it's doing, and it shouldn't be going that fast. If you say 30 seconds, it should go really, really slow. Is it a blend issue? I don't know. It just seems to be not animating slower. That looks like I've got it tied to age rather than normalized age. Like, if I put in age, well, that's really fast as well, isn't it? Normalized age is what we should be having. Normalized age of the particle. Yeah. That looks like just 1 second, doesn't it? One. Yeah, it's just more like 1 second. So why is it doing that? I mean, I could theoretically scale this up or down. I thought it 1 to 8. Does it go faster or slower? Faster. So it's like 32. It should look slower. Yeah. So I put it as 8. That might be better. Yeah, okay. We'll do. I don't understand why that's doing that. But okay, never mind. Okay, so we'll just do that. And on velocity, we'll add that back on. Spawn rate, we'll turn it back up to 50. The positioning of this, I want to randomize this a little bit too. Between X as being 0 and maximum of X being 200. So some start ahead of it, like that. Size is randomized between 50 and 100. I think that's fine. Rotation, we'll randomize that a bit too. I feel like I need a fade in and fade out as well. So I'm going to go to color here. I'll put the fade up that side and then put another alpha at start. Changing the opacity to 0, and that will make it fade and fade out like this. Looking a lot more softer, which is a little bit better. And we'll probably tweak this alpha here a little bit too. 0.5. Yeah. And if I add gravity to it as well, and put a low gravity on it, so like -50. That's kind of fun. And then I add collision to it. We should get some interesting effects with this. Because you could probably put another one in here. Like that. Coming from the ceiling, almost. Make it look like it's coming from the walls. Let's see what that looks like. Probably take the bounce off a little bit. But yeah, that looks cool. I also like the way it goes through the door as well. It's nice. What is it like with him coming through the thing with us? Let's have a look. Where'd he go? I assume he went this way. Yeah, there he is. Hello. Bum 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 bum. I probably want to take some of the emissive off. I think it lights it up too much. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, let's mess about with this brightness of this a little bit. So I think this in general is the ice and the frost we want to take care of. So let's take care of our decal that we've got first of all. That's emissive color here. We're going to multiply this by another number. And we're going to multiply it back down a little bit. So you want to bring down that brightness. You want to just multiply it by a number less than 1. 1 is keeping it the same. Making it less makes it a lower number. So let's do 0.3. Let's see what that looks like in there. Chuck that into there. Apply that. Wait for it to finish compiling its thing. There you go. That's not too bad. The same with this particle effect we've done as well. Let's go back to our VFX folder. Go to my frost. And again, so multiply this number here by 0.2. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay. And then it's just these ones. These ones I didn't make. Let's figure out how to do this. Let's just see if the emissive is a thing in here. Emissive boost. If I turn that on there, I go to 1. No difference. Okay, fine. We have to go in and edit the actual thing ourselves. Use cracks. Glass. Frost up a little bit as well. Yeah. Okay. Turn down the specular highlights a little bit too as well, so it's less shiny. No, I don't see it. Specular. Make it a bit more matte there. Unlit. Whoa. Cool. Light color. Don't know what that's doing. Reflection color. I'll change that to be a darker color, like a dark blue. Translucency. Okay, I think we'll have to go into there and just mess about with its actual parent. Okay. Emissive color. Use translucency, true and false. So it's false. Is that okay? I'm just gonna multiply it. I'm just gonna hard code it in. Multiply it by emissive color. Or I could provide it to a variable guess as well. Scalar. So I can add a scalar parameter to this, and we'll put in emissive. And I can customize the category it goes into as well. I'm going to here, and group. We're going to put it in. Not group. Is it group? Yeah. Group size group. Yeah. In here we'll do Ryan's, and leave it like that. And we'll make this default be 0.5. Apply that. Now it means I can now go into the material instances and customize that value. So I can go up to Ryan's, emissive, turn it on. I can turn it down or turn it up. So turn it down a bit. Okay, let's try that. I feel like the reflection, like the specular, is still crazy high. Specular 0.2. It should be anywhere near that. I can always edit the original one again. Oh, okay. It's not using specular. What's it doing that for? How's it doing that then? There's specular. Parameter 1. Why am I not seeing that then? Specular. Yeah. 0.1. Oh, it's not actually being used for that though. Okay, well, we'll try it with that and see what that looks like in there. I feel like I want to make it more white to match more of the frost that's going on here. And we'll play about a bit more of the frost here. I say I don't want it to be everywhere on this floor, but I want it to sort of lead it towards this direction. So I'm going to put out a bit more decal over this way, maybe. Maybe on the floor, indicating to the player that there's something this way. Just like a few spots of it. Yeah. Maybe put in some broken pipes or something like that too. Pipe. Stack mesh. Let's just find a pipe that will look good for this. And make it stick out the wall a bit. This might do. A bit too shiny. Get some of that rock that we got here. Just a little bit of ice. Yep. Okay. What else have got in here? You could do a mission system with leveling and it unlocks different actors based on level. At some point maybe. Yeah. Obviously this is not the time and place for it, but yeah, maybe. I want to do some more like progression based stuff for people so they know how to do that sort of thing, but yeah, we'll get to there at some point. Just like that. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, let's see what the brightness looks like now. Still a bit too bright, isn't it? I mean, there's one thing that I wanted to do in this game as well. Like, it's very easy to make darkness scary, because obviously it hides a lot of things and things like that. But I wanted it to also show that this place has like a variety of different environments. So we have dark environments, like we've got here, for example. But then we've also got our like frosty bits, but also got that sun bit as well, haven't we? So something really, really bright. Yeah. So I did want to play around with lighting a lot in this game. Even like the greenhouse 3-bit is going to be like UV lighting because it made sense. Like you're trying to feed these plants life, so it makes sense for it to be UV lit. So that's what I've been messing about with in there. So I do like I like the idea of having like variation to the lighting. So I'm not too worried about having bright bits in here. As I said, it just adds a bit more to the scene, you know. And like if you haven't seen, there's vents and stuff in this game. If you haven't seen it, you go into vents. It's like the cafeteria bit. Something to play about with. Maybe mess about with the lighting a bit in this too. A bit darker. Benson. Don't know. Let's just use waterline that day. So maybe like it's in water. Okay, I don't want that. Use cracks. Coating. What's coating? Use coating animation. Oh, there's loads of stuff in here. Just say you're just messing about with different things now. That looks a little bit better. I mean, what do you think about the idea of having like different sections of the ship representing different things? So we've got like an icy bit at the base where the cryostasis thing is. We've got the fiery hot bit where the sun observation deck is, and you've got like the earthy vegetation stuff at the top there. Like another reason why I wanted to do something like different for each sort of like level of the ship is to make it easier for people to know where they are on the ship, so it all doesn't look the same. I think that's a danger you can go into when you start doing things like Dead Space type-esque games, is that everywhere looks the same. So it's like, yeah, different biomes, Rusty, exactly. I think it just makes it a bit easier to navigate around, because you don't want the player getting lost. Like you want to, like if you get told go to the cryo section, you're like, oh, I know exactly where that is. You know, you can find your way down there pretty easily. Yeah, it's something to think about. Play about with. Again, we'll obviously when we go to the public play testing, because this will be available hopefully later this year, where we do some public beta tests, because this was going to need a lot of testing. So we can kind of see where we're at with that in terms of like balancing and things like that, but also about the level as well. I think that's a good way to think about that sort of thing. Yeah, exactly, Rusty. Yeah, everything just looked the same in Scorn as well. Like it's kind of like a trope that for horror it has to all look the same, and I think like adding variation, it like doesn't, like everything can be scary. Like my idea behind this was that other people could be like very nice silhouettes against the sun background, so you get blown out by this sun that's this imposing force that's coming towards you. And the idea is, as I said, it's meant to shake the ship, and like things will break off, atmospheric leaks, things like that you have to fix while the ship is falling apart. It's an interesting sort of thing to solve, and this is going to have like electricity and things going off on it. I don't know what yet. We'll figure that out. This is all placeholder, obviously. That's me making this sort of railing actor that I can make railings with. I can just like customize the length of it however I want. It's just some procedural object design. So I figured I'm going to make a lot of railings in this section. So I thought, I'm going to make an object that does this for me, rather than not. So yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, and so I don't want to do the typical thing of making everything dark. Do want to add some little life to it. Like as I said, I want to put a little like broken hologram here, like navigation type thing. I don't know, something to make up any old nonsense. Like I put a few things in here to make it look like it's a bit busted. What else? Yeah, I mean it's getting there. Yeah, we've got a few things. We've got like little vents and fogs coming out of it. And so the AI is, I'm quite happy with the sound effects of the AI, the sound design of him. The blood and gore I need to work on more. Obviously we've got texture streaming budget being overwritten here. Let's just fix that. Texture streaming. All size. Where was it? Texture. No, it's texture streaming. Texture. Oh. Yeah, where is that? I can't remember where it is now, but it's not a big deal. How do you make the sound effects for walking distance space? Oh yeah, I'll show you that. I did that for him. So his sound effect is done on here. So you've got the sound effect, and then I use this attenuation. I made this attenuation asset, and in here you've got spatialization, which is basically making like three-dimensional sounds in the environment. So you turn that on, and you turn on like how far away it would go and so forth. But if you want it to be like occluded, you can do things like this. We got attenuation reverb and attenuation occlusion. So occlusion is does like a line trace essentially to the sound effect, and you can, based on visibility, can you hear it, and it will drown it out a little bit. So you can customize those settings there, which is pretty neat. Yeah, and that's all it is to it. It's just this, and it best takes care of itself. There's a few things in here it's worth checking out. The attenuation actors that you can make. Air absorption, sure, why not? You can do all sorts of things on it. But yeah, check it out. Yeah, I've got. I think I know what dismember system you're talking about. I've got a dismember system in my project files in my library as well. But it's not really got dismemberment in this. There'll be dismembered bodies, so maybe I will use it for like corpses around the level, because there will be those in there. But it's just now trying to make things look scarier. And like the blood, I mean, there is blood effects. It's a bit hard to see. That's the only thing, the blood here. Unless I make it super gory, but can it kind of look cheapens it a bit? I don't know. Like you're not gonna. It's hard to see the blood. Yeah. What does that texture budget actually mean? Oh right, yeah. So that texture budget. Let me just go around here and just zoom around a bit. So what it. No, it's not going to do it now. But what it means is that whilst you're editing the engine, it's not when you're playing a game, it's when you're editing the game. So you can load up the level quicker and you can zoom around the level. It sort of caches all the textures. And if you look at too many textures, over time, it will just build up to too many and eventually give you that warning. And that's where you get poor quality resolution textures like like you see here on the wall, it's lowered the resolution of the textures because the budget's gone under. But you can counter it with the r.texture streaming pool thing, but I can't remember what it's damn called. Hang on, let me look it up. Texture streaming pool. Why was it remembering these commands? It's just R streaming. Oh, yeah. So if I go to R streaming, and it's pool size, and then put in whatever I want in megabytes as the size for it. So if I put in like 1,000, I'm gonna get 1,000 megabytes reserved for the streaming pool. I think that's what it was originally, so it's not gonna help. R.streaming pool size, we'll do 5,000. There you go, and the texture's coming nice and sharp now. It can load up the other ones. Yeah. How do you pose dead bodies? It'll be with the control rig system. So I mean, I could do a little demonstration for that. I'd go into let's just put a proto character in there. Actually, do I not have the third person character stuff in here? Got first person. Hold on, I'll just quickly add it. I forgot they. Hang on. No, what do they call it? What do you call it? And go to free stuff, Epic Games content, recent. There you go, mannequins pack. There we go. Add to project. Mimic. Add to project. There you go, it's doing it. Can you show a bit around what you got so far? Yeah, sure, Fred. So we're about to wrap up now. So for those who have just joined in late or missed the start of the game demo, we'll explain what the game is and give a little tour of what we've got so far. So the game is a first-person online survival horror social deduction multiplayer game. So basically, if you imagine Among Us, but with realistic graphics and scary, in terms of like Alien Isolation, Dead Space sort of vibes going on there, where you have 5 player characters, currently anyway, testing might change that. So 3 will be crewmates, 1 will be a mimic, which is what the game's called, mimic, and they're basically an alien that look like a human, and they've got the ability to change their appearance and also kill. And then you've got an agent as well, and the agent is a crew member who's got different objectives. They've got to collect evidence and make sure no one else escapes alive, and that's their job. And the whole point of the game is that you've got to escape on the shuttle, and the shuttle's all the way over here, and the shuttle needs like a few things done to it, and that's going to be randomized each match. So each game you go into, so there's a shuttle there. Each game you go into, you need to first of all head over there, head to the control room, and see what's wrong with the shuttle. It can be things like like repair, like restore power, repair the shutter doors, like the hangar doors, stuff like that. And there'll be tasks that you have to like coordinate and talk to each other with proxy chat and things like that to go around the ship and fix it. And that would involve like finding a tool, getting certain security clearance, things like that. Also, whilst you're in the ship, you've got these AI android robots. The idea being is that the AI aboard the ship doesn't know who the mimic is, so their solution is to kill every human to make sure it doesn't ever go back to Earth. So that's what they're doing. They're going around trying to kill you all. And so you've got to avoid these things. And, yeah, and figure all that out there. So yeah, it's and that's the reality of the game. And you can vote. There's like different systems in there. Like there's a power system if they like power rooms up differently, and other things like that. But yeah, a little horror game. And we've got like this frosty bit. This is the cryostasis bit. Cryoengineer, which is flooded. There's a lot of water in here. We've got this room here, which is like crew management. You know, there's like vents and stuff you can use as well. Oh, is he stuck? I think he's... Oh, because of these things there. Oh, there you go. Go around this side. This is going to be like rehabilitation. So the idea being is that when people come out of cryostasis, they need like healing and like time to readjust their bodies and that. And that's what this was going to be. I was like making a little ward in here type thing. Go up here. This room is going to be the sort of androids repair shop thing, like a storage for these guys. And here we've got the cafeteria where you can see the sun that you're flying into. Every now and then the sun will have a solar flare and the whole ship would like shake apart, and they might cause some like atmospheric leaks and things like that, and fires you have to put out. Yeah. Go around this way. You can see the kitchen, but you can't get to the kitchen. You'll be able to see that and stuff like that. This is going to be a security room, I think. Yep, security room. This is... I don't know. This is the reactor. This is where you go to get power and power things up and all that juicy stuff. Here we've got medical. This will be a medical room. This is going to be the launch control. So here will be like a glass window. You can see out onto the hangar deck. And you see the ship you're trying to fly out. And here's where you'll get your sort of tasks, essentially. You'll find this is the status of the task. This is the status of the ship. Is it ready to go or not? You have to figure it out. Oh, he's on his way. There he is. This is the way to the ship. This is the greenhouse where they're growing all the plants. And the idea being this room would be like overrun with plant life. It's been like uncared for and unkempt and just gone a bit wild. So it's growing a bit mad here. I don't know. We can make up any old nonsense with it. Down this way is the storage warehouse. So going to storage. You've got there'll be a load of crates and stuff in here. Another vent. And here back to the mess hall. Yeah. So it goes like a big loop like that. And as I said at the start as well, like this layout of each of these rooms is going to change and adjust as we build it. Like multiple levels and like obstacles in there, hiding spots. So I want you to be able to hide under tables, get into lockers, you know, that stuff. So you can hide from other players and AI, things like this, to get away from things. Those robots, by the way, they attack you by grabbing you, and they'll try and choke you and break your neck. And so in that window, you can get yourself away from them if you're holding something. So if you're holding an item in your hand, you can spend that item by smacking them, and then you lose that item, but you're now alive and you can get away. Same goes for the mimic. So if someone who's the mimic tries to kill you, you can do that same thing to them too. And the mimic, the idea behind the mimic is that they are like an alien sort of like parasite type thing, inspired by the Thing. I wanted to do something like the Thing, and especially like the sort of deducement and figuring out who the bad guy is type thing. I really wanted that sort of premise in here. And so the idea being currently is that we're going to animate a metahuman face to split open and like peel itself away and reveal like a monster, and it goes back together. Which would be quite fun. I still don't know, like, because I want to be able to use their stamina, because they have a stamina meter, use their stamina to also change their appearance to look like another person in the crew. But I don't know what that will look like in third person. It's all first person, but obviously you can see other people through your point of view. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I wanted it to be obvious that they're changing, so you can't just like magically pop. And I wanted something a bit grotesque and a bit like crazy. So I did think about maybe doing something like American Werewolf in Paris. Is it that one? American Werewolf in London. I don't know. The American Werewolf. That one. The old style transformation scene where he's like bones elongate and break and like snap and things like that. I wanted maybe something like that. I think that'd be quite cool. Quite gruesome to look at. But it's not going to be instant. That's the main thing. You got to think about that. But yeah, and yeah, the idea is that we want to make the appearance of the ship look bigger than it actually is. And I said the solar flares will rock the ship now and then. You have to put out fires, atmospheric leaks. You get like a foam gun that you can shoot like foam on to close holes on and things like that. Each character has their security clearance. The agent can go through any security door, but not everyone can. You have to go get security clearance by searching bodies for passcodes, and basically a little survival horror game each time you play it. There's vents, ducts. There's a power system, so not all the rooms are powered. You have to go in and power them if they're not. So if you need like the security room, you need to power it. Then you have to divert power from another room and put it in that room, and you can do it from any terminal that is currently powered. So you can go ahead and do that. The beauty of that system is that it can be misconstrued. So you could be doing that because you generally need the power in that room to do what you need to do for the task, or you could be just trying to screw someone else, because you all know what the tasks are. So the mimic or the agent could be sabotaging people and going, actually, I'm going to take power away from that room and screw everyone over. But likewise, you can also accuse people of screwing you over on purpose. And like, no, honestly, I needed the power for this room because I have this task. But then if people are like, hang on, but that's not one of the tasks, and you can have that sort of conversation. And that's what I really want to go for. I want to go for that multiplayer conversation, the sort of things you get in those sort of social deduction games. I want that social element of people backstabbing each other and lying to each other and bluffing and trying to trick each other out of it. And as I said, the agent's got to get off the ship on his own. He can't, he has to make sure everyone else dies and he can get off the ship. But he's also got to collect evidence and things like that. So his tasks are not to repair the ship necessarily. He has that, but his main task is to gather evidence. So some people need to go to like get launch codes from a computer. So if they log onto a computer and download launch codes, he'll probably need that same computer to download some evidence or some files. And so the question then comes like, are you using the computer for good reasons or bad reasons? The mimic alien has a stamina bar, and they're going to have like 2 charges basically. A single charge is used when they transform into another character. They start off with a unique character look, and so they can mess about with that, but they can transform into another character, and also use another charge when they transform to attack. Now, to recharge, they have to attack someone and effectively kill them, or feed off a corpse. So there'll be corpses around the map, and that's how the mimic will recharge the stamina. So then comes the sabotagey sort of paranoia, where you see someone crouched over a dead body. Are you looking for something on that person's body, like searching their pockets and things like that? Or are you feeding off of them to recharge your stamina bar? And that's all quite curious, especially when you can look like other people. And so that can kind of feed into that sort of narrative there. But yeah, and that's the idea. And originally the game was going to have a time limit, so way at start, the original idea was that the ship was flying towards the sun. The AI has decided it's going to just burn everyone and fly the ship into the sun and destroy it. That's sort of like a last measure. So there's a time limit for that, but I don't know if I want the time limit or not, because I fear it's going to pressure people to rush, and maybe I don't want them to rush. But again, something that will come up in playtesting, we'll try out with and without time limits. It may even be an option that we can turn off and on during the game. Who the hell knows? But out here, be able to see the rest of the ship, like doing its thing. Like you're not in the space you're in is not the whole ship. You're in like a section of a ship. The ship's maybe give the impression of it being much larger. Hence why the reactors are multi-level. Because much like how I wanted to showcase different colours, different lighting for different environments and different biomes, I also want to do the same for space as well. Rather than forcing the player to be like in a tight confinement in like vents and things like that all the time, I want a mixture of like small space and big open space. And if you think about what's scary in the world, people are scared of small tight spaces, but also scared of big open spaces like the ocean, for example. So I wanted to take that approach of saying like, okay, we've got this small, tight, claustrophobic areas, playing on those fears of people, but also playing on the fears of like of the big open spaces. And what that really helps is that juxtaposition between going from small to big is going to be quite nice and shocking for the player, especially when they go from big to small and feel a lot more closed in, a lot more restricted in that space. That's why I like to put things like this one platform is the only one across here. There'll be only one platform here. Now you can hide if you want round the back here probably, but we're just messing about with that. But you can look down, look up, and you see other things going on. You see other platforms, other areas of ship that have been linked to, and things like that. Yeah, you can see more than you can do, and you can like look down, like see like almost endless space of like, oh my god, that's dodgy. You can make this thing creak and wobble, and you can do some fun things with that. Just thinking of like fun scenarios we could do with this space. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting experiment to try and do as well. But yeah, it is all done by myself. Yeah, so I've only got I've got my animator friend who is doing some animations for the Android at the moment. But other than that, it's all me and the asset packs I found online, or the sounds I've bought and things like that. But yeah, inspired by films like Event Horizon, The Thing, Alien, trying to look like all those certain things here. So I want to rough up the space a little bit as well. Like this, I found it's a bit too shiny, so I did play about with some decals here. I don't know if you can see it, like little rust sort of things. I put some rust decals on just to make it look a bit more worn in. And it might make some areas look more industrial than others. Like the reactor area may look more industrial. Just play with the look of it, see what looks good. But yeah, that's the game. It's been an extra long episode. We usually only do 1 hour, but I've done 2. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us live. But we're going to end it there for tonight. Thank you so much for your interest in the game. Thank you for sitting by with me and checking out some ideas and giving me your feedback as well. If you do have any feedback about the game or things you think would be cool to add, by all means, do let us know. I'm always intrigued to see what people have opinions on and see where we can adapt and grow. I do want your input on this. As say, this is a game I do want to do well and be exciting for people to play. And if it does well, I've got plans for future content. Like I want to do one that's like The Thing, like in a snowy biome where it's like on the actual planet surface, an alien surface, and there's like blizzards and stuff. And I thought that'd be quite cool to do at some point, like go through trenches and things. But that'd be way down the line if it's ever successful. If it's successful enough to do it, I've always said like if this is successful, it makes enough money. The first job it will have would be redoing all the artwork for custom artwork for the ship. So we do a complete redesign of the ship. And then we're going to actual content. But yeah, we'll see if it gets that far. Obviously it's got a long way to go yet. But we're getting there. We've got menu systems and things like that kind of in there. Where is that? I thought I might put that now. Maps. Menu. Yeah, so I'm going to the menu for the map. Oh, Bobby. Yeah, so this is the menu system currently. Yeah. Create an online lobby. Take you to a lobby screen. And it's here, like, you'll see your character standing around, like, sitting down, standing around, leaning against thing, wondering what the hell's going on, type thing. I also wanted to try and do some, thought about an idea as well, because I wanted to give the players like, more stuff to do during the level if they wanted optional things to do. So if they do beat their tasks, they can mess about a bit more. And that was like leaving what I call mementos. So they can go around trying to find mementos of their character. And these are like letters, photographs, video clips, things like that. And you get like bonus points and experience points for that. You can level up and I don't know. And like customizations wise, you can like I wanted like the idea if it gets far enough, or like the idea of customizing like your outfit somewhat, or especially like your badges, like putting like your flag, country flag on your badge and things like that. Yeah. But yeah, that'll be who you are here, and you can connect and go into the level. But yeah, another time. But there you go. There we go. Anyway, I must be off, but thank you very much for joining us live. We've got another question time coming on Wednesday, but don't forget we've also just announced the Spring Game Jam 2023. So if you don't know what that is, check out my social medias. You'll find links to it everywhere. You can join up and in a chance to win a prize as well. There's a prize being offered for the best Game Jam submission. So do check it out and do consider joining up. I'll try and make it as painless for everyone involved, no matter what level you're at, beginner, intermediate or advanced. We'll try and make it as fun as possible for everyone. And likewise, alongside that, we also have released a brand new piece of merch, which is an exclusive thing for Spring Game Jam. So if you want to show your colours and wear this sort of the key art from the game, we're going to post some links on it soon. But you can buy the shirt and it looks kind of nice and looks kind of cool. So yeah, check it out. Hopefully you purchase that will help support the channel, and you get a bit of a cool looking t-shirt as well with it. So thank you so much everyone for your support, especially all those on Patreon who are supporting the channel through their donations. It really wouldn't be anything without you guys, so thank you again so much. If you want to be a Patreon member, all you have to do is head to patreon.com/Ryan Daly. Your donation will get access to all my videos early, as well as many other benefits like Discord access to various rooms. Depending on what level you're at, you can also get project files, even one-to-one sessions. There's all sorts of things going on there, and there's more to come very soon as well. So lots of things are in development. I can't wait to share with you. If you don't know, we've made the company a full company, like a limited trading company, and so we're trying to make it grow it this year and try and make it bigger and better and helpful for everyone who wants to learn video game design. So thank you again so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and I'll see you next time. Good night everyone.